And with that said, I guess it's time to start the next year, the third one. Lucky number 3. What will it bring? Well, you know what they say. Only one way to find out. And today we start that with a really interesting game. And a strange message. So, let's take a sip of our tea. And jump into a game. Let us have fun. For the first time ever, I have to start up my PlayStation during a stream. Never did that before. And I also have to change the stream category, so please give me a moment. Oh, of course the PlayStation 5 wants to update its system software now. Well, of course, that's fine. You see, that's another thing. You never know what will happen on a stream. It's the magic of live streaming. Like Peggy said in Killer Frequency, you never know what happens on live radio. So, let's wait until my PS5 updates. Let's look for the new stream category. I'm really not sure if this game even has a stream category. It has. Apparently it does. It is my first playthrough, so no spoilers. All right. And let's see. Everything is updated. Good. What do you mean still 3 minutes to download the... The system update is more than a gigabyte? What is Sony doing? Well, I know what is Sony doing actually. I just read their new announcement before this stream, and I always say that I'm old and things change, times change, and apparently I'm so old that even PlayStation is leaving me behind. But I will still have to look into it more to know the details. But it seems I might not build a PlayStation 6 physical game collection in the future. Alright, come on. The one time I don't start up my console before a stream, the one time it decides I'm going to make a fool out of you. But hey, we have all the time in the world. What do you mean preparing install? Why is there a percentage for preparing the installation? Just do the installation. You don't have to do it twice. You already downloaded the darn thing, just get over it already. Now, I don't necessarily have to update right now because I'm not playing a multiplayer game, but it's fine. Now, let's go to the game screen. Wow. Yeah, we are installing. And while we're here, another little bit of change. I've been using this overlay for a bit, and I do like the aesthetics. It works well with my faded model. But there are a few things that I don't necessarily like as much. You see, first of all, the chat takes up a lot of space, making the actual video much smaller. I learned that, especially when it comes to games with a lot of text to read, it's difficult to actually make out the text on such a tiny screen, especially if you're watching on mobile or something like that. And there's also the entire border around. That's just wasted space. So I was thinking about what could I do. Now, you might remember that with my previous overlay, I started with a similar looking structure as well, and then I tried to make the game screen a bit bigger, and so I decided to do the same with this one. However, I made two changes, rather big changes. One was the follower goal. Now, you might remember that recently I decided to, instead of showing the latest follower, to just have the follower goal there. Because I wanted to give privacy to the followers, but as I figured, there is no point in follower goals. If people want to follow me, that's great. I'm happy. But just because I put a goal there, people won't follow me. And even if they do, if they don't watch, if they don't care, if they don't enjoy, then what's the point? I want people to follow me because they want to, not because there is a follower goal. So I will be taking that off and instead having the name of the latest follower there, because I do want to thank my followers. And instead of just having numbers there, I want the names there who support me, and the people who I try to entertain. Let them know that they are appreciated and they do matter. And the other thing is the chat. Now the thing is, if I want to make this game screen bigger, the chat is in the way. But I still believe that having the chat as part of the stream is important, because as much as you can watch back a stream on Twitch and it has the chat messages recorded beside the VOD, if the video is archived, that is gone. I always find it strange when I see a video with a streamer who is answering and replying to chat messages that are nowhere to be seen. It's like a one-sided conversation. So I always want to have the messages saved in the video. So I figured out a way to do that without the overlay taking up too much space. So let's see if that will work. With today's game, which is Silent Hill, the short message. So let's go and see if we can expand our views. Just a tiny bit. Or maybe more. Well, isn't that much better? I'd say it is. Much more spacious. Maybe I should come a bit closer? Yeah, I think that will do. Look at that! Isn't it much better? Let's start. Hopefully I will not be hiding too much of the game behind me. That was one of the reasons why I didn't want to set up a setup like this, an overlay like this. However, I did think of the possibility that I might be hiding something. For example, right now there is something behind me. I think it's a door. And of course, every game has different overlays and HUD. So maybe something is in the right corner and I would be hiding it. But worry not, because I can just go on this side. I'm hiding the latest follower, but Don't worry about that too much. Let's see. This title contains depictions of suicide, self-harm, abuse, trauma, and bullying that some people may find distressing. The makers do not intend whatsoever to encourage or make light of self-harm and suicide. If you feel that you are at risk of suicide or self-harm, please seek medical and or professional advice, treatment and or support from experts in the field of suicide and self-harm prevention. If you need immediate assistance, please contact a local hotline or hospital. If you notice someone around you who appears to be struggling, try talking to them. One brave step can save lives. It's rather nice. International resources for local crisis support lines is actually included here on an official Konami link. So much like Silent Hill 2, this game starts with a disclaimer. But in this case, that is a bit more surprising to me. Let me explain why, but first, time to go back to my usual spot. You see, this game is not old, because Silent Hill 2 originally released in 2001. It was published and came out on PlayStation 2. So it was created in a different era. And even then, the developers were brave enough to portray and discuss rather sensitive and difficult topics, which is quite respectable. No, yes, the remake came out in 2024, but it is a remake. So it worked with the original content of the game. This game, however, the short message, is not a remake. It's a completely new game that also released in 2024, the beginning of the year actually, whereas I do believe the remake of Silent Hill 2 came out during the fall of the same year. So this was, in a way, the first game that released as part of Konami's efforts to revitalize the franchise. And I knew about this game existing. However, it came out exclusively for PlayStation 5. And at the time, I did not have such a console. But now, I do. So I can finally play this game. Let's see what it is like. Ooh, is that an origami swan? Brightness. Adjust the brightness so that the left and the right images are visible. Yeah, they are. Also, I do think for this, I will have to go to this side because all the button prompts are on the right. Ooh. Silent Hill, the short message. So unlike Silent Hill 2 remake, this wasn't made by Bluebird team. And it looks rather nice, I have to say. The hair of that girl is beautiful. I will have to figure out this left or right corner situation, but I think it will be right. Sorry, but it's a bit of a new thing that I am slightly covering part of the game, so I will have to figure out how to make the most out of this new overlay. Let's see what we have here. Controls and options. Brightness, that's fine. Master volume, music volume, sound effects volume, dialogue volume, camera controls left, right, camera controls up and down, subtitles, yes, I like subtitles. There are also things here. Audio output, 3D audio and controller speaker, but I can't do anything about that. It says change from settings sound on PlayStation 5. So I guess you set those in the console, which is interesting, but again, this game only came out on the PlayStation 5, so it makes sense. It didn't have to be ported to anything. Controls. Okay, what do we have? So we have the touchpad, pull out. What kind of game is this? Put away, smartphone. Oh, we're talking about a smartphone. Huh. I see. Pull out your smartphone. Kind of a strange wording there. Switch smartphone app, L1, chat notes. Turn around during escape only. What do you mean by escape? Move and select. I guess select in menu. Yes. Toggle pause menu. Yeah, I figured that much. Switch smartphone app, chat notes. So the L1 and the R1 kind of just work as left and right between the smartphone app. Turn around during escape only. Okay, so they share the same secondary function. It's somewhat concerning that L2 and R2 are not mentioned, which I take that there's no fighting in the game. Now that's fine. I'm not against a peaceful game, but the mention of escape only suggests that there is fighting in the game, just not on our part. Okay, so confirm return. Where does that arrow point to? Like X is X is confirm and circle is return. So square and triangle not important. Camera and inspect is R, the right stick, and R3 is inspect. Okay, I shouldn't forget that. I guess that will be used whenever we pick up an item. Maybe we can turn it around and look at it. Okay, seems pretty simple-ish. Okay. Well, new game it is. I guess every time you start a new game, this warning is shown, which is good. I do like that Konami takes mental health seriously, but it's also slightly concerning what they cooked up.
Seeking a connection with others is a sign of weakness. It's running away. The strongest animals don't form groups. They act alone and need only themselves to survive. Those who betray themselves to fit into a group are pathetic. There's no beauty in living like that. I want to be strong on my own, without a group. If there were only someone who would understand that to adult me.
Interesting thought process. So I guess this is us.
Maya.
Who's Maya? Okay, maybe that wasn't us.
But wasn't I just...
Oh, Maya! Oh, thank you, Vivian, for the hydrate. I certainly need every drop of sweet tea I can get. I want to show you something. Can you come to the villa? So Maya is our friend, I guess, and also the person in the background? Can you set the background of the chat app to the person you are chatting with, so it matches the avatar? I don't know these new things like chatting. Yes, I'm streaming right now. Don't call out the hypocrite. Okay, well, can I now change between the apps? No, I can't.
Oh, yeah. Maya told me to come here.
Alright. So really interestingly, this is a first-person game. Okay, so Maya sent us a chat. There is no date here. And I'm assuming we are in the villa, wherever that is. Who is Amelie? Amelie, you alright? You asleep? You still asleep? Sorry if I woke you up. Didn't see you at your job yesterday. Still not feeling good? You taking your meds? So these are all messages sent by us to Amelie. Okay, I only have one question. Who are we? There are no notes yet. Okay. I see. So we are in the villa. Lovely place. What's that? Are those scribbles on the wall or a really dirty spider web? That's a locker. It's really strange to play a first-person Silent Hill game, let me tell you. But it looks really nice. Okay, well, open. Maya? Not sure who I got here into this one random room, but apparently the doors are self-closing. That's always fun. Oh, here we have the villa.
This model. Is it this building?
Well, you are in it, aren't you? Is that written in German? I think that is written in German. Are we in Germany? Also, I guess the opening cutscene that we've seen with the flowers, and I'm assuming the main character, that was maybe the entrance of this building right next to it, and that's why she said Maya, because she's looking for her. Welcome to the city of No Hope. That No Hope text reminds me of Resident Evil 6. And I think that says you suck. Yeah, that positively says you suck. The camera controls are a bit strange because when you stop moving, it kind of goes a bit further, as if it had momentum. Yep, that positively looks German. Notes: plans to rebuild Kettenstedt. An overview. Kettenstedt, a town with a long history as a thriving border stronghold, in recent years, those in their 20s have begun leaving en masse, causing concern. I think I will have to go a bit to the right. Never mind. Okay. I think that will be good enough. The aim of this wide-scale project is to rebuild Kettenstedt and restore it to its former glory with the help of Chinese investment firms. So this is a German town, but young adults started leaving it. The theme is revitalization. The abandoned properties developed by Japanese corporations in 2008 have long been a problem, but by repurposing them, we can cut costs substantially and better realize our vision for a new Kettenstedt. Okay, but what is the current date? Because this says 2008 was the year when Japanese corporations developed properties, but those were abandoned and long since been a problem. So possibly many years have passed since.
Wow. So this place didn't always suck. Our parents dreamed of this?
Oh, I see. So I guess she's a local. 42673. Dom 564213. Not sure what this means. Oh, welcome in, Elior, and thank you for testing my new chat. I hope it works wonderfully. If indeed. Now with much more game screen, we are in a new Silent Hill game. And that is a teddy bear holding a pink heart. 77, my favorite number twice. Your favorite number is 77? But there is a 7. Just one. We don't have 2 of them. No, your favorite number is 7. Oh, well, in that case we do have a 7. I'm not sure that will be important later on for a puzzle. I don't even know if this game has puzzles. Hence the favorite number twice. Good point. Some people like 777. They say it's a lucky number. Plans to rebuild Kettenstedt failed second time. Plans to rebuild Kettenstedt have suffered yet another major setback, as instability caused by the COVID-19 pandemic has reduced interest from foreign investors. So this game takes place after 2019. I like 7 because it's unique and different. It is a prime number, isn't it? And I do like the number 7. Previous plans to jumpstart the town failed to materialize owing to the monetary instability caused by the 2008 global financial crisis. Ooh, I see. So that was the first attempt, and now COVID is ruining the second, which forced the plan to involve Japanese corporations and financial institutions to be reconsidered. Ooh. Only one digit number with 2 syllables. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, 10 doesn't matter. You are right. At least with the English pronunciation, not sure with other languages. Indeed, in English, 7 is the only number, one digit number, that has 2 syllables. Not even, well, that might not be true, because we have 0. 0 is a one digit number with 2 syllables. It is true that you could just call it O or null. So you might still be right. 2 attempts to rebuild, 2 failures due to unfortunate external circumstances. Kettenstedt has struggled to bounce back with increased unemployment. The city council is considering ways to revitalize the economy by drawing skilled experts to the area, but as of yet, no effective measures have been implemented. Most people in most situations start with 1 to be fair. Well, you said 1 digit number. You did not say that it has to be a positive. But yes, even I started with 1. And you proved me wrong. But still, you are right. It's the only 1 digit positive number. And hey, it's still a unique number. And it's your favorite. So that's what matters. Don't have to prove it. Also found it funny though that we both counted 1 to 10 when I said 1 digit number. Exactly. I guess because 0 is kind of a strange number. It's a rather unique one. Because it means nothing. And most people count 1 to 10, even though exactly as I said and you pointed out, 10 is not a one-digit number. I love these kind of mind games and puzzles. They can be so much fun. Also, it might be even more true when it comes to people whose first language is not English, because you mostly learn numbers from 1 to 10 and then from 11 to 100 and so on. So 10 is part of the first, 10 or 11 numbers, because 0 is also there. A lot of situation will involve counting things or rating things, like on a scale of 1 to 10. Exactly when you count, you don't count 0 because, you are counting something. So you can skip 0. And when counting, you start counting with the first thing in that group, hence the starting at 1. So 0 doesn't get left out quite often. Poor misunderstood 0. Even though 0 is a really interesting number because it's not a positive number, but it's not a negative number. It is not even or odd, even though it is, if you look at the number line, in the position of a positive, or not a positive, an even number, I guess. And personally, I kind of learned that it is a positive number, but as it turns out, it isn't. It is nothing. And that's unique because, as it turns out, in the history of mathematics, the concept of having a symbol for nothing, to represent nothing, that's a big deal. They not always did that. The same is true for negative numbers. A lot of people explain it by talking about how even in ancient times, maybe with crops or something like that, people had to keep an inventory, keep stock of what they had. So if they have 5 of something, they write down 5. But if they have nothing, they had to also write that down. Because if they don't write anything, that means they failed to keep track of what they had. And with minus, sometimes you sold things or you lost things. Or, as money came in, some people owed, and thus minus numbers. 0 knows what he did. How do you know 0 is a he? You can't just assume genders around here. But let's see what we can learn about Kettenstedt.
Everyone's losing their futures. That's all adults are. A slave to the system.
In a way, it's an interesting viewpoint. I'm not sure if our character is a young adult or a teenager, but because she says adults, and there at the model she said this place, and at the newspaper our parents, I would think that she's just a teenager, not an adult yet.
Where are you, Maya?
Sick. Incompetent. It's a bit difficult to figure out some of these. I will try. Oh, what's that? Buy the little thing.
Oh, great. It's locked.
Well, we are not going there. I like the keep out tape, signaling that we are not going there. Release your soul. Slowly poisoned and you don't know it. Rat? Oh, there's a rat, and there's actually a rat there, and it kind of looks dead, but hopefully it's fine. But it's interesting that the staircase is locked like this. How did we end up here then? Okay, apparently we're not going up either. Spray paint cans everywhere. Oh! Atangan Plan. I guess that's the villa and the floor plan. Possibly the second floor, because the floor has rooms with numbers starting with 2. Hallway, stairs, courtyard. I do find it slightly odd that that word is probably German, but the rest of the map is written in English. Community room, courtyard view. Okay, well, the only staircase is there, but I guess I will have to look around everywhere. Oh, look at that bucket. No exit.
I'm trapped. I've always been trapped.
Yeah, but this is a bit too literal here. Dried flowers. I mean, I have found stranger things in freezers, so this is kind of a pleasant surprise. Okay, so I came from here, so this is 201. Oh, what's that? 2021 September 28. Okay, so this is the newest date that we've seen, so we are after this date most likely. Notice of provisional meeting to all villa residents. Well, there aren't many. We have received many inquiries about the management of this building after the recent news. We would therefore like to hold a meeting to explain our policies more formally. We hope you can find the time to attend. Well, this notice was to the residents of the villa. Given that there's no one here, this place looks positively abandoned, and more than that, everything is covered in graffiti. I would say that it's safe to assume that we are here after 2021. possibly 22 or 23. Oh, they even made a little chain. Huh.